Imagine that your mind is not your ally, that every thought that comes into your head is not truth, but merely a chemical reaction based on fear, habit, and programming from the past. Have you ever noticed how your brain convinces you not to take a step, not to risk, not to speak the truth? It whispers. They will think you are strange, you are not ready, this is dangerous, and you listen. You listen because you think this is you. But here is what no one told you. Your mind is a survival tool, not a truth tool. It was created for one thing, to keep you alive in the savannah thousands of years ago. Not so that you would be happy, not so that you would find love, meaning, or inner strength. For survival. And today I will show you how to stop being a slave to this mechanism and start using it as intended, as a tool, not as a master. Most people live captive to one belief. If I think this way, then it is true. You feel anxiety before a conversation, so the conversation is dangerous. You think she is not interested, so that is how it is. Your brain paints a picture of reality, and you accept it as fact. But psychology shows otherwise. Your thoughts are not a reflection of reality, but a reflection of your habits, beliefs, and emotional state. When you are stressed, your brain searches for threat even where there is none. This is called cognitive distortion. Your mind constantly lies to you because it is programmed to see danger, not opportunity. And here is the first truth. You are not obligated to believe every thought that comes into your head. Listen, a guy meets a girl he likes. He wants to invite her on a date, but a storm begins in his head. She is too beautiful for me. She will definitely refuse. I will look needy. These thoughts seem real. They trigger emotions. Fear, insecurity, shame. And he does not take the step. He thinks he made a rational decision. But in reality, he simply submitted to the automatic program of his brain. A program that says, the unknown is dangerous, stay safe. This is not wisdom. This is cowardice masked as logic. Your mind does not want you to grow. It wants you to be predictable, because predictability for the brain equals safety. This is why people stay for years in toxic relationships, at jobs they hate, in environments that suppress them. Not because they have no choice, but because their mind convinced them that this is the only choice. Now the first tool, the observer frame. Stop identifying with every thought. Start observing them like clouds in the sky. A thought arrives. I am not good enough. Do not argue with it. Do not believe it. Simply note, oh, this thought again. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. This seems simple, but it changes everything. Because the moment you become aware of a thought, you separate from it. And it loses power. It becomes noise, not a command. Psychologists call this metacognitive awareness, the ability to think about how you think. And this is the only path to freedom. Second insight, your brain is addicted to emotions from the past. Have you ever noticed how one situation triggers a disproportionate reaction? She did not reply to a message and you feel panic. He looked at you strangely and you are angry all day. This is not about the present moment. This is about an unclosed emotional loop from the past. Your brain stores experience as emotional traces. And when something in the present reminds you of the past, it activates the old reaction. Psychology calls this anchoring. You are not reacting to what is happening now. You are reacting to a ghost from the past. A girl who was abandoned in adolescence will feel anxiety every time her partner is late from work. A guy who was humiliated for emotions will suppress feelings and build walls. This is not logic. This is a defense mechanism that no longer serves you. And here is what you must understand. Emotions are not facts. They are real, but they are not truthful. You can feel fear and still act. You can feel rejection and still remain open. This is called emotional courage. Not suppression, but conscious action despite the noise in your head. Third insight, your brain creates stories to protect your ego. You failed a project and the mind whispers, you are not capable of more. She left and the mind explains, you are not interesting enough. This is not analysis. This is a narrative that protects your identity from the pain of uncertainty. Because uncertainty is scarier than a bad story. It is better to think I am a failure than to admit I do not know what happened. Because a failure is at least an understandable role. And uncertainty is chaos. And your brain hates chaos. But here is the truth. Most stories you tell yourself are lies. Not malicious. Simply inaccurate. Because you do not have all the facts. You see the world through the filter of your experience, your fears, your limitations. And this filter distorts everything. Here is an exercise. Next time you feel that you know why something happened, ask yourself, what other explanations could there be? She did not reply, maybe she is busy, maybe she forgot her phone, maybe she is thinking about the answer. Your mind will choose the worst option, because that is safer for survival, but not for life. Fourth insight, confidence is not the absence of doubts. It is the ability to act despite them. People think that confident people do not experience fear. This is a myth. Confident people feel the same fear, the same uncertainty, the same doubts. The difference is that they do not wait for the fear to disappear before they start moving. They understand. Fear is simply a signal that you are at the edge of your comfort zone. And the edge is the place of growth. Your mind will scream, "Do not do this." And your task is not to convince it to be silent, but to say, "Thank you for caring, but I am going." This is called self-assertion, not in the sense of aggression, but in the sense of inner choice. I choose my direction, not the direction dictated to me by fear. Fifth insight, attraction is not about words, but about the energy behind them. You can say the right things, but if your mind is full of doubts, others feel it. Because communication is not only words. It is tone, energy, confidence in the body. When you are controlled by your mind, you radiate neediness. You seek approval. You say what you think they want to hear. And people feel this on an instinctive level. But when you observe your mind rather than submit to it, everything changes. You speak from a place of inner clarity. Not because you want to prove something, but because you know who you are. And this is magnetic, because it is rare. Most people are walking automatons controlled by fear, habits, and the opinions of others. The one who is free from this stands out, not by aggression, not by show, simply by presence. Here is the final truth. Your mind is the greatest tool if you are its master, and the cruelest prison if you are its slave. Every day you choose. You can allow thoughts to control you, dictate your actions, shape your reality. Or you can step up higher. Start observing. Notice patterns. See how your brain tries to protect you in ways that no longer work. And instead of fighting it, direct it. Because the mind is not an enemy. It is simply an old mechanism that needs updating. You are the one who updates. You are the one who chooses. You are the one who decides which thoughts deserve your attention and which are simply noise. And when you understand this, everything changes. Relationships become deeper because you do not react from fear. Confidence becomes your nature because you do not depend on external approval. Inner strength becomes your foundation because you no longer seek salvation outside. You find it within. Stop allowing your mind to control you. Start controlling it. Not as a tyrant, but as a wise mentor who sees the traps into which the student falls and gently guides him toward the light. This is not instant transformation. This is practice. Every day, every thought, every emotion. But this is the only path to true freedom. Freedom to be yourself despite fear. To love despite risk. To live despite uncertainty. Your mind will resist. It will scream that this is dangerous, that you are not ready, that it is better to stay where it is safe. And in that moment you will simply smile, because you will recognize the voice of an old friend who no longer defines your path. You are the master, and it is time to start acting like the master.